you feel responsible for what happened to the Sandy Hook families?
Yes, I killed the children.
But beyond that,
No, I mean, I went in that school, I pulled a gun out, and I shot every one of them myself. I mean, I'm guilty. It's true.
no. But I mean,
No, let's just, do I feel responsible that someone that played shoot 'em up video games on a bunch of drugs, went and killed a bunch of kids, and then the internet questioned it and I covered that? No, I don't feel responsible, and I don't apologize anymore.
So that is the first interview that Alex Jones has had since he suffered the judgment of tens of millions of dollars for the lies he told for literally years that threatened the lives of families of those who perished in Sandy Hook. Andrew Callaghan produces content on the YouTube page Channel 5 and has landed one of the most amazing interviews that I've seen in some time. This is just from the trailer, but let's take a look at a little bit more.
I don't apologize, I killed the kids.
was there a definitive?
No, I killed them. I killed them.
You didn't kill him.
No, I did.
No, you didn't.
No, everybody said, no, I killed them. I killed them. I already admitted, I did it. I killed them. I'm the bad guy. I'm the devil. Get rid of the First Amendment. Can we move on to other topics?
I don't think.
I killed them. First Amendment killed them. Second, get rid of the Second Amendment. Get rid of the First Amendment. They're bad. They killed the kids too. George Washington killed them. Jesus killed them. We should rename the whole planet Sandy Hook. Everything. There should be holidays. We should bow 5 times a day to New Haven, Connecticut for the kids that died.
Okay, so there's a lot going on there, clearly. I love the idea that he immediately transitioned from him being a massive victim to putting himself in the company of George Washington and Jesus. My, does he have a high opinion of himself, Ben? But anyway, I want to be very clear. Andrew Callaghan, who has done apparently a great job in putting this together, did not accuse him of killing the kids. Nobody has done that. Nobody has said he should be in trouble just for covering the fact that people talked about those conspiracy theories. I mean, hell, we talked about people having those conspiracy theories. That is not what people have claimed he did. And for a guy who has this aura that so many commentators on the right have, that he just tells it like it is, he says things that are inconvenient. The idea that he refuses to acknowledge the actual claims that are being made and has to create these straw men that he can hide behind is pretty pathetic. But Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, literally, like, aside from just like the horrific nature of it, the fact that Alex Jones even just is who he is and how he's made a career out of like stoking like bigoted violence, and like instigating these like really absurd, like extreme right conspiracy theories. Like outside of that, this interview really was like, I feel like he was taking notes when he watched the sketch with like that hot dog costume guy, right? He crashed in that building. Like he must have been like taking notes, like, oh, that's really good. This is a really good tactic right here. Let's, put on the hot dog costume, Alex Jones, okay? Like, and so like, cause it's so weird because but the fact that he's being so cartoonish and funny is sort of part of what these alt-right like weirdos do, is they make themselves look intentionally clownish and over the top because they think it makes them less threatening, right? If you're laughing at somebody, right, that's like sort of masks like how dangerous they really are and how dangerous the things they really push are. And another thing he said in there, like right in the beginning, was something about like, oh, I'm done apologizing. Did I miss the apology? Was there ever an apology that I just like missed somewhere? It's sort of weird, how all these right wingers are done apologizing somehow before they've even begun apologizing.
That is, I have noticed that in the past as well. They often skip that step. Yeah. So the only thing that is being claimed is that he specifically said it was faked, that it was a false flag. They were crisis actors. It didn't actually happen. That's what he said. So my challenge to Alex Jones would be have the guts, have the balls, however, whatever metaphor you want to use to actually respond to the claim that's being made. Nobody is saying that you killed the kids. And also, as you were implying, you are not getting in trouble for discussing the fact that there were concerns. You claimed it repeatedly, over and over. You stated as a fact that it was made up. And even long past the death threats and people being run out of their homes, you continued to do so, specifically because it was generating an audience for you, specifically because you were making millions of dollars by driving those people from one home to another. That's what you did. You know that you did it. You profited by doing it. And he can claim to be like yelling and flailing his arms is supposed to be, as with gorillas, a sign of strength. You are running from the truth. It's pathetic and cowardly, and that's what you're doing. The way that you made your money is both horrendous, disgusting, as well as cowardly. And he's going to continue the cowardice. That interview, by the way, Andrew Callaghan, super mild-mannered. No, you didn't. I'm not claiming you did. He's not getting in his face. There's no gotcha questions. But even that, a super friendly interview. Take a look at how Alex Jones responds to it in the end.
Killed them. Okay, go ahead.
Can we talk about the trial at all?
There's nothing to talk about. Let me tell you, I don't know if I can do this interview right now. You liking it?
I don't think you should keep doing that.
What? Dude, I murdered those children. I did. I killed them myself.
Still not a funny thing to say. Yeah, I get the point, but it's just like,
I don't give a fuck. I'm far beyond giving a fuck.
Man, you know you've gone too far when you've lost the sort of person that would work at Infowars. He saw Alex Jones at some point and thought, I want that guy to be my boss. And even he was like, dude, it seems kind of weird and uncomfortable that you're claiming that you killed the kids over and over again. But yeah, no, he also ran away from the interview. Now, the full interview will come out at some point. It's like 20 minutes long. Maybe he went back and they kept talking, Ben. But just the trial being brought up was enough to send him running for the hills.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever seen anybody get angry on a Channel 5 interview like that. Because like that's his whole deal is like, oh, look at me, I'm just a friendly regular guy. I'm just gonna ask you for your opinions. And by being nice to you, I will get you to reveal how monstrous of a person you are, like how terrible your opinions are. And you're gonna walk away laughing while everybody else is gonna be like, afraid laughing at you. They're like, oh, wow, they really think that, that's like his whole deal. And so like the fact that Alex Jones started spiraling like this really was just, why is he even offering to go on this interview? Like that's what yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I also want to point out just one more thing in a previous video. So he said at one point, let's have a holiday for Sandy Hook. Let's 5 times a day we're gonna bow to Sandy Hook. He still hates the idea that people feel bad for those families who lost kids and who lost also members of the staff that might be friends or family. Like we're so far away from like an apology. He still hates the idea that people would feel sympathy for those individuals. Even if he had never said any of the things that he said, we should feel that sympathy because of what they lost, what they went through. But then on top of that, to face years and years of an organized harassment campaign for money, and he begrudges them the fact that people feel bad for them. That is so, it's inhuman. And I think like a lot of what he does, I think is sort of an elevated version of what he really believes. I believe he's actually crazy, but I think he hams up for the camera. I feel like that was him admitting what he really feels. He really hates that people would feel bad for those people who've lost so much. And it's just so terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of speaks to like this larger mentality about like a lot of Americans that Alex Jones taps into when you point out like basic facts about the United States, like the murder of indigenous people, right? The genocide and warfare that the United States used to like exist. People will get angry about it instead of reflecting, instead of like understanding, instead of trying to like learn or improve themselves in any way. Anytime there's any suggestion that maybe perhaps, right, even just a recognition of wrongs in the past, right? Anytime there's any suggestion that somebody changed their behavior or thought patterns or anything, all of a sudden they're the main character, nothing should ever be allowed to affect them, and they become deeply outraged.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.